Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen. President's news from the track. Getting outdoor whilst it's still light and before summer leaves us, although there's some dark clouds ahead and we might get some much needed rain if we're lucky. Hopefully it will come such that I don't get drenched delivering you the news this week. I'm going to add a clip at the end of this news. I have a little might have a little closer look at the building behind me, the new building, just so you can see. There's not a great deal of dramatic change. Most of the, I think the cladding and the windows are now on, that's the main thing, and obviously a lot of work going on inside, which we can't get to see today. I'll show you that, and I'll also add on any clips from Wednesday, the Wednesday nighters, this evening before I post this. Anyway, back to what's been happening recently. Over last weekend, we had the England Athletics under 15 and under 17 championships, and we had quite a number of our club athletes attending, and they did exceptionally well. So, starting off with the gold medal winners, Faith Akinbileje, she won both the 100 and the 200 meters, which was great performance. Quite demanding to do both of those. So congratulations to her and to John Blackie, her coach. The other gold medal winner we had was in the pole vault, in the under 17 pole vault. Oscar Whitcomb, one of John Wakeman's team of up and coming pole vaulters, and Oscar won the gold with a jump just 1 centimetre under his personal best. But there's quite a story there, quite in some ways a bit of a horrific story on the last jump he actually did, and I don't know the details of the accident, but Oscar came down and seemed to not quite land in the middle of the pit, and his pole bounced up, and the net result was that he had 1.5, I think, of his front teeth removed. Now, interestingly, Oscar, being the lad that he is, he wanted to carry on and have another go at beating his PB afterwards, but with blood streaming out of his mouth and the officials looking for his teeth around the pole vault pit, it was deemed not appropriate. So first of all, we send best wishes to Oscar for a speedy recovery, but I do know that he was down here at the track yesterday with his a dentist had put a brace, a temporary brace on his teeth to hold everything for the moment, and but he did do a couple of pole vaults, which was against the dentist's recommendations from the point of view of his teeth, but I think it was good for him to do that in terms of just getting back on the horse, as it were, after it's bolted, restoring his confidence. Very brave, Oscar, and you have our admiration. We're proud of you as a club member, and well done for winning the gold. Anyway, going on to other performances, they're talking about pole vault. Charlie Platt in the under 15s was third, jumping a little bit below his best, but still good performance from Charlie. In the under 17 ladies, Daisy Snell, she had a personal best in the long jump of 5.79 metres. Now that's the third personal best, the third time she's broken her personal best this year, Daisy. She did it winning gold at the South of England and winning silver at the Nationals. So congratulations, Daisy, you're having a great season, and it's good to see that. Just not far behind Daisy in the long jump was Sienna Kidd, and Sienna also ran the 80-metre hurdles. Now, in the 80-metre hurdles, Jodie Self won her heat and semi-final, and then she came third in the final. So that was a bronze there for Jodie. Well done. Kiji Yukpai in the under 15 high jump was second, and in the triple jump was third. So great performance, consistent performance. She's another young lady who's had a great season and is coming along well. In the under 1700 metres, back to the sprints, Samuel Mower was joint third in obviously a dead heat. Henry Volther in the under 15 800 metres was third in his heat and seventh in the final. So well done, Henry. That's good. Megan Barlow in the 800 metres under 15 for the ladies was third in her heat. She didn't participate in the final. I'm not quite sure what happened there. And Rayan Murtada under 1700 metre hurdles was second in his heat and sixth in the final. And other athletes we had there, Nathan Furler was there, I think, doing the 400 metres, Liberty White doing the 1500 metres, and Jolly Ellerton doing the 5k walk. So our young athletes are having a great season, and it was good to see them featuring in the national championships like that. The other event on at the weekend that I'm aware of, at least anyway, was at Tunbridge. Now Tunbridge were having their 75th anniversary meeting. There were some interesting events there. I'll come back to that. But it was also the under 13 pentathlon championships. And we had 4 of our young ladies competing in that, all of whom did really well. So there were 2 members of the Pearson family, Freya and Rowan. Rayan, who's the younger sister, at 11, she achieved a personal best in 4 of the 5 events: the 70 metres hurdles, the high jump, the long jump and the shot put. Rowan, her elder sister, by 12 years old, she had personal best in the high jump and the long jump. Heidi Coulson also was taking part, and she had a PB in the shot put. But prize of place goes to Amelia Adisi, who had personal best in the high jump and the shot put. And she, in fact, the shot put she won with a throw over 10 metres, and the next nearest competitor was about 6.5 metres. Amazing throw. And in the overall competition, Amelia took 2nd place with a personal best score of 2,154, just 28 points behind the leader. So congratulations to Amelia. So amongst the other interesting races they had down at Tunbridge for their 75th anniversary was a 75 metre race for over 75s. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have any Blackheath and Bromley Harrier members in it, but in that race was a gentleman called George Frogley, and George is a member of Zero to Heroes, which is the group that we have helped to support. Dick Griffin was instrumental in setting it up a good few years ago now, taking people from couch to 5k doing park runs. And George is a member of Zero to Heroes, and in fact he's run 494 park runs, and so later this year we're all looking forward to sharing his 500th with him. He runs at Banstead Woods. So well done George. Talking of park run, then that leads us on to what happened over the weekend with our club members at the park runs. We had 51 athletes running at 25 locations. Furthest away was still Mike Sims. He's still out in New Zealand, and this time he was running at Whangarei, which is in the north of the North Island. So hopefully we'll see him back in this country soon, because he's quite a linchpin at Royal Bethlehem Royal. Anyway, other notable performances at Beckenham Place Park. Angus Harrington was 2nd with a time of 16:44, and we also saw 50 runners from Blackheath and Bromley and the Zero to Heroes join John Isaacs, who was celebrating his 450th park run. So congratulations to John on that. At Bromley, Micah Evans was 2nd, Hannah Clark was 2nd lady, and Katie Murray was 3rd lady. So good team effort there. Charlton, Paul Sharp was 2nd, and Clayton Eves was 3rd, just behind him. At Dartford, Blair Wilson was 1st. At Lloyd Park, Megan Slattery was 1st lady, and Sligo over in Ireland, I think David Adams was 1st. So that's good representation in all most of the local park runs. Right, so moving on and looking ahead a bit, the cross-country season is nearly upon us. So for athletes over or under 20 age group and older who are interested in participating, if you'd like to get in touch with the men's team captains, who are Blair Wilson, Simon Harris, Micah Evans or Finton Parkinson, and you can do that via email, and the email for those guys is bbcrosscountry@gmail.com. And hopefully they can start putting some teams and some entrants together for the events that are coming over the winter. This weekend we've got the school games is taking part in Loughborough. That's an invitation, and we've got a few athletes have been invited to that. It clashes with the national finals of the YDL, which is unfortunate or challenging depending on how you look at it. So Daisy Snell, who I mentioned earlier, for instance, I think is competing on Friday at the Loughborough Schools Games, and will then be hopefully moving to Manchester to help us out in the YDL finals. So what I would say is thanks to all the team managers and everybody for their efforts in getting out the youngsters for this big national event. I know it's quite a challenge and there's a lot of logistics involved. So thank you very much. Thank you to the coaches who've got the athletes into such great prime condition, and most particularly good luck to all the athletes. And we'll hear next week how they got on. Now, turning back to the sports centre, as you can see here, the construction is progressing well, but in terms of managing expectations, I expect that we'll probably be able to start using the changing facilities before the end of the year, which will be pleasanter than using the porta cabins out in the car park. But I think the current planning, it's more likely that we won't see the upstairs with the bar and the cafeteria opening until the new year. But we'll keep you informed on that as we progress. So what I'm going to do now is just take a little walk round and show you a few clips from the outside of the building, and then I'll add a little bit from whatever happens down at Becker-Hamians Wednesday night tonight. Thanks. Well, this is the finish end of the athletics track straight. Behind me is the timekeeper's stand and so forth, and we're looking at the side, showing this view because the blue netting that covers a lot of the scaffolding's been removed from this side, and you can see the cladding and the windows, the wall all being finished on the ground floor, and the upper floor cladding and windows are all more or less in. When we move down to look at it from the straight itself, although you can see there's quite a lot of cladding up there, you can't see it very clearly because of the netting. But we're hoping that they are starting to take the scaffolding down, so hopefully within a couple of weeks I'll be able to show you some better shots of what it all looks like, and we get a better appearance of how it'll appear. Okay. So just before I leave the track, I've had a late bit of news concerning a club record, and that is that on Monday James Whittaker broke the club javelin record. Now that's a record that stood for about 35 years, I think, since Peter Yates set it in 1987 at 77.84. James Whittaker's previous best was 77.81, so it was only 3 centimetres behind it. But on Monday he kind of smashed the record with a throw of 79 metres 0.26. So James, congratulations, great throw. It's good to see that this season you've just gradually worked your way up through the 70s and are now very close to hitting that 80 metre mark. So congratulations from all of us at the club, James. So that's the end of President's News for this week. I will post separately a recording of the 300 club draw which took place at the club this evening. Unfortunately I shot that in landscape mode or the other way around from this, and I can't quite work out how to integrate the two. Anyway, you'll get an opportunity to see it. I look forward to talking to you all again next week.